KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Start recording.
KD9MED, we are live streaming, Jimmy. Go for it.
Okay, the Friday Night Fun Net is on the air. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, November 5th, 2021 on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford and live streaming on the internet. My name is Jim. I call us the K9GCR. I'm located in Freeport and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an honor and meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. Minus offset, I should say. This repeater is a PL 114.8 minus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability or the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net with the repeater output frequency, the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. And if you're on the sticks, if you don't have internet capability, and if you're on the sticks, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions, or you're too far away from it, give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first. Okay, by the way, this net is also being recorded for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Mike K9MED in Rochelle is doing this. He's also live streaming this on the internet. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time mobilizations. If you can't stay for the net, you got something else, some family business going on, and if you have if you have to concentrate your driving, we'll take your check-ins, short time and mobile, and if you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After we get to our short time mobile stations, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, marathons, bike rides, or ham-fests. And we'll do our regular features. We'll do our TechNet portion. If you have technical questions, or you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier, what kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? If you have technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll see what we can do. See if we can answer questions for you. Okay, then we'll do our W9 Gene Duncan DX Corners. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his net, he always had a DX report. Which, by the way, the roundtable discussion tonight, this was suggested by Brian K9QDB Bravo in Rockford. How do you record your DX contacts? Do you use a computer or internet, or do you do it the old-fashioned way like I do, paper or pen? That will be the roundtable discussion tonight. Then we'll do the SWAT net. You have items to buy, sell, or trade, or want anything related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, we'll do that. Also, again, this net is being live streamed on the internet. Mike, K9MED, is monitoring the internet. He will relay any internet check-ins to me. We'll definitely write them down. By the way, if you're within easy hearing distance of the repeater, you can get in. By all means, check in on the radio. All possible. And of course, I'll take telephone check-ins only if you don't have a radio and you're just monitoring via the internet or something like that. So that's how we're going to do it. Okay. With all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get under it. Oh, by the way, I had one early bird check-in, KD9MED, Chris in Rockton or South Boyd there. He just got home. He won't be able to catch the net. So, okay. Do we have any short-time mobile stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
Alpha 9 Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. I'm short time tonight, Jimmy. Thank you.
Okay, AE9VU, Mike in Janesville, short time. Got you checked in, Mike 73, have a good evening. Any more short time mobile stations like to check in? Please call now.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and check in. This is Tom. I'm mobile tonight in Rockford. I'm on a hot date, so I'm going to check in quick, and that'll be good for the night. Tom, WI9 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Okay, Tom, I'll talk to check in. Good luck on your date tonight. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Drive safely, enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Talk to you next Friday night. Any more short time mobile stations want to check in? Please call now.
9KZT, Larry. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. C9GO, Larry and Rockton, short time.
KD9SZM, Nate and Byron, short time.
Okay, stations stand by. K9KZT, Larry and Robert, the King of CW. Thank you for checking in. Great job with the code practice on the end of the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night 2-meter nets. Thank you for checking in. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. Thank you. Thank you for checking in. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. AC9GO, Larry, the Rod Board President, Rockton, I got you checked in short time. Have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. That last station, Nathan and Byron. Come back with your call, please. I did not quite catch that.
KD9SZM, Kilo Delta 9, Sierra Zulu Mike.
KD9SZM, Nathan and Byron. Nathan, welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. either on this repeater or on the 147.195 repeater in Rockford, PL 114.8 plus offset. Thank you for checking in, Nathan 73. Have a good evening. Hopefully we'll talk to you next Friday night. Any more short time mobile stations want to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul and Lowe's Park, short time.
KC9QPL, Paul in Lowe's Park. Got you checked in, Paul. 73, thank you for checking in. Have a good evening. We'll definitely catch you on the Monday night net. Thank you for checking in. Any more short time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I'm trying to be careful so as not to step on anybody when they're trying to check in. So, okay. Well, at this time, I will take, I almost dropped my pen there. At this time, I will take general check-ins. At this, any general check-ins from Northern Illinois who wish to check in the Friday Night Fun Net at this time, please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
Hold on, I got two stations trying to check at the same time. At Alpha Echo 9JF, come back.
Alpha Echo 9, Juliet Foxtrot, Jim in Loves Park, saying good evening.
89JF, Jim in Loves Park, got you checked in, Jim. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
Kilo Delta 9 or Mike Echo Delta, Mike and Rochelle.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. He is recording this net for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. He is also live streaming this net on the internet. Thank you. I know if he gets any internet check-ins, he'll relay them to me. Thank you for checking in, Mike. We'll get back to you a few minutes at the roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
W9AXD watching live stream as well.
Okay, there are two stations trying to check in at the same time. I did not copy anybody. Let's try that one more time, please.
I'll jump back in there. WX9RLT watching live stream as well.
WX9RLT, Ricky in Loves Park. Okay, Ricky, I've got you checked in. Good. I don't have to put you down as an honorary check-in. That's great. We'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Now, there was another station trying to check in at the same time Ricky was. Come back, please.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa. Greg and Robert got you checked in. Beautiful signal tonight, Greg. Thank you for checking in. I'll get back to you a few minutes at the roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Bravo, Brian and Roscoe.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Delta Bravo. Brian and Roscoe have got you checked in. And I'm glad you did check in, because that's what we're going to talk about on the roundtable. The subject that you suggested I bring up. What do you use to record you log in your DX stations? You use a computer or internet or software, or do you use a good old pen and paper like I do? Thank you for checking in, Brian. We'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, we got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9RFD Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. I've got you checked in, Norm. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Kilo 9 Zulu India Papa, Joe in Janesville.
Kilo 9 Zulu India Papa, K9 Zip. That's a great call there, Joe. I've got Joe and Janesville got to check in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, was somebody trying to check in? All I got was the mic clicked dead air, but no audio. Try that one more time, please. Okay, well, it's Friday night, Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody, catfish, buffalo, carp, crappie, or what have you. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you eat your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese lovers read some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Won't be long till the lakes are frozen solid up there, so you can do your ice fishing. Take your shanties, your generators, your TV, and your beer and your lunch or your food or what have you there. And don't forget to take your HCs with you so you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Any more check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9EPZ.
KD9EPZ, Al Don Rochelle. You got a beautiful signal coming in tonight, Al. Is a Metamora coming in tonight?
Down. It's been clear so far.
Okay, good. I shouldn't say that. We would sure love to get some check-ins from down there. Okay, Al. We'll get back to you a few minutes at the round table. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin? The Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Whiskey, Angelo, Harvard, checking in.
KD9QVW, Angelo, down over in Harvard, Illinois. I haven't heard you in a while. Welcome back. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table, and thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, let's go on with the traffic portion. We got a good turnout so far. Let's hope it can stay that way. Well, let's get to the traffic portion. I do have some traffic. Next, let's see. Next Saturday, November 13th, we will have our monthly meeting of the Stevenson County Repeater Association. It'll be an in-person meeting. It'll take place at Saturday morning, November 13th at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library, the second floor boardroom. Everybody's welcome to attend. If you're welcome, even if you're not a member of our club, you're welcome to show up. You're not doing anything next Saturday. Come on over. Okay. When we had our first meeting back, in-person meeting back in July, we had a huge turnout. Let's hope that's the case this next Saturday. Does anybody else have any traffic that they'd like to pass along for the net? Okay, let's go ahead with the TechNet. Are you having any problems with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Do you have any technical questions? Please feel free to ask them, and we'll try our best to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net this time? Okay, well, we're moving right along here. No technical questions, so, okay, hey, if anybody by chance thinks of any technical questions, you're welcome to bring them up anytime during the net. We are not a formal net, so don't worry about it. Okay, next item on the agenda will be the W9 Gene Duncan DX Border. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time you check in his net, you always have a DX report you'd like to pass along. Does anybody have any DX reports you'd like to pass along? Please go ahead.
KD9QVB, Brian and Roscoe. Just today I made contact with EI4SAM, which was a gentleman over in Ireland who was operating out of the Shannon Aviation Museum. And what was very interesting is, while I was having a radio QSO, my wife was talking to one of her friends that lives in the U.S. that's on a mission trip over in Ireland.
That is wonderful news. That is great news. Congratulations on making that contact with especially with that station in Shannon, Ireland, at the Aviation Museum, and your wife made a contact with one of her friends from over there. That is wonderful. That's what this hobby is all about. Okay, Brian, did you make any other DX reports, or is that it? Contacts, I should say, or is that it?
I don't recall if I had any other logged in. I told you I had the surgery done on Tuesday, so I got a little bit of brain fog going on from the pain meds. So I might have made a contact or two in addition to that, but that one today for sure I remember. Over.
Okay, sounds good. We'll get to your suggested the topic there in a few minutes there. Thank you for checking in and bringing in that DX report. Does any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, let me get. Now I'm going to do my DX report. Just a minute. I made two of them. On the Sunday, Halloween. My first contact was with the station over in Italy. India, Romeo 2 Charlie. It was on 20 meters, 14.331. And let's see. It was 18 at 29 hours Zulu. I was giving him 5.9, and he was giving me 7.0. Of course, there was a major phone contest that going on this past weekend. Last weekend, I should say. The second contact was on 14.285. 14.285 megahertz. At 22-27 hours with the November 4 uniform from Hawthorne to Florida. I was giving him 5.9, he was giving me 9.0. It's okay. The last contact was on Tuesday on 14.242 with a station in Quebec. It's at 17:35 hours Zulu, Victor Echo 2, Mike Alpha Mike. I was giving him 5.9, and he was giving me 7.0. He was asking, he was a mobile unit in Quebec, Canada. He was looking for county names. You want to know what county I was in? I told him I was in Stevenson County. So those are my 3 HF contacts, Italy, Florida, and Quebec, Canada. So that's my DX report for the DX corner. Okay, does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay, one moment, please. I want to get my papers straightened out here. So, okay. So this is as I most always do. That sometimes I forget, but I'm going to put down W9AXD HC for honorary checking the late great Gene Duncan, the king of DX. Every time we check, that call is now held by Gary, formerly K9FML in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Maybe he'll check in later on tonight, but the WIGD will always be Gene Duncan's call, the king of DX. Okay, before we proceed any further, do we have any more stations who'd like to check at the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, this topic was suggested by Brian at KD9QDB. We were talking, he called me on 195 yesterday, and we got to talk, he had a suggestion. What kind of equipment, what do you use to log your DX stations when you make a DX contact? What do you use, like a computer? What kind of software do you use, or do you use just a good old pen and paper like myself? Okay. Jim, Alpha Echo 9 JF. What kind of equipment do you use when you log in your DX contact?
KD9JF, good evening, everybody. I use a computer, and most of the time, and I don't make as many contacts. I listen more than I make contact, but use the computer and several of the web-based systems. But every time I make a new contact in a state or area, country, I try to send a QSL card. So I've gotten several back, and not having been in it very long, but a lot of my contacts are still good old mail system. So that's pretty much it for me. AE9JF, back to net.
Oh, okay, sounds good. That sounds good there, Jim. Yeah. Oh, speaking of QSL card, that reminds me. When I get done with the roundtable, I gotta read the DX Code of Conduct and the Contester's Code of Ethics. We'll do that after I get done with the roundtable here. Okay, Jim, 89JF in Loves Park, thank you for checking in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll still do the trivia segment. We didn't do it last week, because we ran later, what have you. So, okay, thank you for checking in. Mike, KD9MED, who's recording this net for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, and also streaming it live on the internet. Okay, what kind of equipment do you use when you log a DX contact?
KD9MED here, Jimmy. Well, I'm traditionalist, so I use paper, pencil. I'll have a scrap log to get all my notes, and a nice, tidy little ARRL logbook. Maybe about twice a year I'll upload things to the logbook of the world, and I do use QSL cards. I still mail those out. This is KD9MED, back to net.
That is terrific, Mike. That is terrific. Keep on doing what you're doing. Yeah, well, you know, when I log a DX contact, I always use a scratch paper. I write down the frequency, what band they are, and this is before I make the contact. I get what is he giving me on for a signal, and I try to listen for his call sign. And then after that, I try to make the contact. That's what I do. So, okay, sounds good, Mike. Thank you for checking in, and thank you for doing what you do. We always appreciate that. Okay, Ricky, W9AXD. What's up
Check in.
with you? Well, yeah, you probably haven't used the made DX contact since you gotten back on. But I was just out of curiosity. Do you use a computer, or do you use paper or pen, or what do you use?
You gotta check in there, Jimmy.
Oh, other station trying to check in. Come back.
Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee. Yeah, pick him up. I just want to get checked in there. This is Jim in Beloit.
Okay, Jim. I want to get your call right. Come back with that call, please.
Kilo Delta 9er Golf Delta Yankee. Germany, Denmark Yankee.
Okay, Jim. Sounds good. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thank you for checking in. Okay, Ricky. What do you, as I was asking you, what do you use? A computer or pen or paper, or what do you use?
Well, good evening, Jimmy, and everybody out there. I kind of do a variety of things. I log it down with pen and paper, and then I do the QSL cards, but I use a program called N3FJP, and I'm sure probably many of you guys out there use it as well. It's a nice little program that I use for login, and then after I do that, then I throw it up there on QRZ. So I guess if I had to pick one, it probably would be the N3FJP, because it's pretty easy to use, and pretty reliable, as long as you back up, you know, your content there. So, but yeah, good to hear everybody out there, and I'll send it back to you, Jimmy, WX9RLT.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, before I let you go, Ricky, how did your Halloween go?
I didn't get that many, that much candy, but you know, it's not about the candy, it's about the experience. So we ended up starting out late, and then, you know, the hours here pretty much, you know, are real short anyways. So, you know, it was, you know, I'm not going to complain. You know, everybody had a great time. And, you know, it's great to see the community get together. And, oh, my God, the weather was phenomenal compared to, what, 2 years ago when we had all that snow? So, it went pretty well. Real quick, how did yours go?
Always the same old, same old. It's just a regular quiet. To me, it was just like a normal Sunday. That's for sure. That's for sure. And I'll tell you what, speaking of Halloween, when I screwed up last Friday, I was reading the Halloween radio nut jokes, and I ended up using on the wrong repeater. So what I'm going to do later on during the net, if you missed the Halloween radio nut jokes, I'm going to read them again. Halloween isn't over unless the Friday Night Fun Net says so. Okay, Rick. Hey, Ricky, thank you for checking in. I'm sure Savannah had a good time the last week.
Oh yeah, yep, she definitely did. So much appreciated there for asking. So I'll send it back to you, Jimmy, so we can get the round table. Good to hear everybody out there. So much appreciated, Jimmy. WX9RLT on the side.
Okay, sounds good. You wait till you hear those internet contacts when my K9MED logs them. You relay them to me. Okay, thank you for checking in. N9GBP, Greg in Rockford, what's going on? I don't know if you use, what do you use to record your DX contacts? Do you use a computer or pen or paper or what?
Well, Jimmy, I just started, you know, not too long ago getting the DX contacts. So I have been writing them down in a notebook, but I have also been doing them online. Now, if I start getting too many, I might just write down online, but for now I'm doing both.
Okay, sounds like, yeah, I know you're new to this hobby, so you haven't done that much DXing or what have you. Well, hey, Greg, thank you for checking in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Okay, now, Brian, KD9QDB. Brian suggested this topic, so I said for the net, so I said I'm going to do it. Okay, Brian, tell everybody what do you use for your to log your DX contacts.
Well, when you and I were talking the other day, when I kind of threw this question out there, I mentioned to you I got this crummy little notepad that is in quite a disarray. It's not an actual log pad or anything. First of all, I guess if I'm going to do paper and pencil, I should try to get some form that's available out there, and there's probably a handful of them out there on the internet or whatever, so I should look into that. But I guess the second part of my thinking was I know a lot of guys also work on hooking their radio up to their computer, and I think there's certain software packages that you can easily push a button and all the information about which frequency and time and all that, when you punch in their call number, all that gets transferred right to a log. So that's why I was thinking maybe it would be good to know which ones people use and which ones they like, if they're maybe doing that approach, but also good to know if people are using pencil and paper like me at this point. But I gotta do something better than I'm doing now. Over.
Okay, sounds that sounds good, Brian. Hey, thank you for checking in. And maybe that, as I go on, maybe I'll ask that question there. So, okay, sounds good. Thanks. Thanks for suggesting this topic. And anybody else listening, if you have a topic you'd like to have discussed on the Friday Night Fun Net, just let me know, and we'll definitely do it. Okay, Norm, KC9RGG in Orfordville. What's going on with you? I don't know if you do much DXing or not, but if you do, what do you use a computer or do you use a pen or paper?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I'm just like you. I've got a pad of paper and a pencil. I don't like all the technology because when I'm trying to use it, sometimes it fails on me. So I use something that I know how to use. But then if there's something I really want to keep or I'm trying to go for a certificate for something, I put it on Logbook of the World. So that's what I do, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG, and I'll be hitting the sack.
Okay, Norm. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Hopefully we'll catch you next Friday night. Okay, K9ZIP, Joe in Janesville. What's going on with you? I don't know how much DXing, if any of you do or not, but what, do you use a computer or do you use just paper or pen?
Good evening, Jimmy. DXing for me pretty much limited to FT8 mode, digital modes, and that I have set up. It goes directly to QRZ.com. So as I make contacts, they're automatically logged there, and then I have that set up so I can zip that right on over to Logbook of the World automatically. So pretty much that's what I use. If I'm voice, I usually jot it down in a notebook or whatever, and then I enter it manually on QRZ.com. That's my logbook. K9ZIP, back to net.
Okay, well, sounds good. That's terrific. Do you connect your radio to your computer or not?
I do. I got an ICOM 7300. It's connected up to my PC. I use mostly use WSJTX for FT8 mode on there, and that does sync up automatically to QRZ.com. Like I said, that it goes automatically from there to Logbook of the World.
Okay, sounds good. Joe, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and hopefully we'll catch you next Friday night. Okay, Al, K9EPZ. Now, what kind of a computer system do you use to make your DX contact? K9EPZ, Al Rochelle, are you with us?
K9EPZ, just got out of the room with the porcelain receiver.
Hey, listen, I'll let you go. You go do what you want to do, and I'll call you back. Go ahead, I'm sorry about that. I'll call him back. I'll call him back. KD9QVW, Angelo. I don't know if you do any DXing or not, but I was going to say, if you make any DX contacts, what kind of a computer system do you use, or do you use just a pen and paper?
Oh, good evening, everyone. KD9QVW here. I don't do a lot of DXing yet because I'm not set up for high frequency, but I have done a few little like VHF kind of not really contests, but I would call CQ and just make contacts on VHF, and when I do that, I just use a regular paper logbook. And then for working satellites, I found a very useful tool is a little handheld voice recorder, because those contacts come fast. I haven't actually successfully made a satellite contact yet, but whenever I try, I do record it so that I can listen back. And I found that to be very helpful. KD9QVW, back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, Angelo, sounds good. Hey, thank you for checking the Finite Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Okay, KD9GDY, Jim and Boyd. What's going on with you? I don't know if you're set up to do any DXing or not, but I was going to say if you are, and what do you use? What kind of a computer system do you use, or do you use pen or paper?
KC9GCR, this is KD9GDY, Jim up here in Beloit. Well, right now I don't have my vertical up like I did when I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've been here 3 months. I don't know if I'm even going to put up my vertical, to be honest with you. The YL, and she's a ham too, but I don't know. I don't know if she's all on board with that. But I do have a bunch of wires up, and I do have an amp and all that good stuff. So anyway, I guess the answer to your question is, Jimmy, it depends. It depends. That's the answer to your question. Now, if I'm doing like a DX contest or something, and really all my contests, it's a simple answer. All my contests, whether it's state QSO parties, field day, whatever, I'm using the N3FJP software that Scott created there, Scott and his wife. So N3FJP, I love it, and then I connect right there to my computer to my rig. I got a 7300, and keeps, when you change frequencies or bands or any of that, it keeps track of all of that for you. So I don't really feel like writing everything down and then entering it into a log. If you're getting a ton of contacts, a couple hundred contacts, QSOs, it can be quite a job to have to redo it. Now, if I'm just going to get on and give somebody else like QSO or something like that, then I'll just write it down and enter it into QRZ or something on that order. If I'm only going to make a handful or dozen contacts or something on that of that nature. So the other thing I use a lot is I'm a SKCC. That's a Straight Key Century Club member. So a lot of the contacts I'm making are with the SKCC, and I use the SKCC logger, which is free, and that really works well. It works well. So we have the K3Y coming up in January. So I'll probably, last year I worked all the continents and a bunch of Europe. All over the world. The goal is to work 0 through 9, and then all the continents and all that good stuff. So I'll use the logger for that. And anyway, I think that kind of explains it. And I have my own little setup here for doing, like, if I'm doing CW on one of the, like a CW worldwide contest or something like that too. So I just got a 2-button push-button QSO little box I created, and that works really good. So listen for the call, and then you can just answer with your call, and then a signal report and rest of the exchange. So one other thing, YL and I watched the space station go over this morning. So I don't know if anybody else watched it, but we got up early, and about 6:29, 6:30, we were watching it go across the sky there. So, all right, back to you, Jimmy. I'm kind of long-winded. KD9GDY.
Yes, you did the right. It wasn't that cuckoo went off there. You're about to ready to time it out. So, okay, that sounds good. Well, good luck in there, and thanks for all you do on your DXing. That's great. So, okay. Thank you for checking in. That concludes my list. We have any more stations you'd like to check in the Finite Fun Net this time? Please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. Okay, I've got you. I'm trying not to step on anybody. That's why I'm trying to be not too quick with the mic, keying the mic. So, Larry, I'm asking everybody, when you do your DXing, or do you use what kind of a computer system do you use, or do you use paper and a pen to log your contact?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Good evening, Jim, and good evening to everyone else listening on the net. I'm pretty much just, as I make contacts, I just jot them down in a notebook that I've got sitting here on the desk, and then after I'm done making contacts, I'll go and enter them in the computer on QRZ. And that's about the extent of my logging. Back to you, Jim. Case 9 GCR, KD9HKX.
Okay, that's what a lot of people are saying that tonight. They just use pen and papers. Okay, that's great. That's great. Larry, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll hear from you on the Monday night rah-rah info net. Okay, so it sounds good. Okay, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, or grocery shopping, or the show, if you just come home, if you just turn your radio on, you've been copying the mail for the last 46 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. With ground traffic, please call K9 GCR. Okay, I'm going to do the DX Code of Conduct and the Contester's Code of Ethics, but before we do, I almost forgot to do something here. Forgot to do the swap net. All IMC box order trader must be in the prop. Let's see. All IMC to be box order traded must be related to the hobbies of rapid radio or computers. All IMC box order traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. It may mention prices over the air, but any angling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Is there any station with swap net traffic at this time? Please call now. Okay, sounds good. Hold on here. Oh boy, what did I do with that? I forgot to get this, Oh, there it is. It was one of my other folders. Okay, sorry about that. Now we're gonna do the DX, oh, I got the wrong paper on. Let me reset.
89 QDP.
89 QDP. Okay, Rick, let me check in. I'm just getting ready to read the DX Code of Conduct. What's going on with you? What do you use to log your DX contacts? What kind of a computer system do you use? That's what we're talking about tonight.
I use a desktop computer system for logging contacts, but off the bat I carry my cell phone and use QRZ primarily, but for backups I use the ARRL logbook and also back it up in the computer.
Okay, sounds good. While I've got you here, how did the CW net go, and how did the long wires net go?
Okay, the CW net Wednesday night, we had a total of 3 here, myself included. Bob KU9I, local ham operator, and I had a guy from Massachusetts check in there too. Let me see here, WC1N checked in from Massachusetts. Other than that, that was it for the CW net, and for the North American long wires, I think there was 20 there total on the roster. So, and that's about it.
Okay, sounds good, Rick. Well, thank you for all you do on the CW. I know you're filling in for Kerry King on MAP. He's taking a break from radio. but I'm still putting them down as an honorary check-in for the Friday Night Fun Net. And thank you for all you do for the North American Long Wires Net. That net meets each and every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. on 28.390, 10 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband. Okay, before I start reading the DX Code of Conduct, we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, this is the DX Code of Conduct. I will listen and then listen again before calling. Number 2, I will only call if I can copy the DX station properly. 3, I will not trust the DX cluster and will be sure of the DX station's call sign before calling. 4, I will not interfere with the DX station nor anyone calling, and will never tune up on the DX frequency or in the QSX slot. 5, I will wait for the DX station to end a contact before I call. 6, I will always send my full call sign. 7, I will call and then listen for a reasonable interval. I will not call continuously. 8, I will not transmit when the DX operator calls another call sign, not mine. 9, I will not transmit when the DX operator queries a call sign, not like mine. 10, I will not transmit when the DX station requests geographic areas other than mine. 11, when the DX operator calls me, I will not repeat my call sign unless I think he has copied it incorrectly. 12, I will be thankful if and when I do make a contact. 13, I will respect my fellow hams and conduct myself so as to earn their respect. Let me reset. Okay, I have added to this, thanks to Kerry, K9MED. He kind of suggested this, so here we go. This is 14. Again, this is not part of the official DX Code of Conduct, but I'm going to add it anyway. This is Kerry's idea. 14. I will send a QSL card to the DX operator to confirm my contact with the station. Okay, that's the DX Code of Conduct as amended. Okay, before I read the Contester's Code of Ethics, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, now the Contester's Code of Ethics. 1, I will learn and obey the rules of any contest I enter, including the rules of my entry category. 2, I will obey the rules for amateur radio in my country. 3, I will not modify my log after the contest by using additional data sources to correct call signs / exchange errors. 4, I will accept the judging and scoring decisions of the contest sponsor as final. 5, I will adhere to the DX Code of Conduct in my operating style. 6, I will yield my frequency to any emergency communications activity. And 7, I will operate my transmitter with sufficient signal quality to minimize interference to others. Okay, that's the Contester's Code of Ethics. Okay. At this time, any more stations who wish to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
And Jimmy.
Go
those code of ethics there for DX in the contest, those are very good things to abide by. But in reality, when you get into a DX pile-up or contesting, it's every man for himself.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
Last one to leave the room, turn out the light.
I agree with you. You got a point there, Rick. And this is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater and Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Yeah, you got a point there. You really do.
If you were to abide by all those rules, as far as DXing and contest goes, you would never, ever make the contact.
You know what? You got a point there too. Like every time I try to make a contact, it seems like I'll never make contact with that station. I keep throwing out my call, and I said, and they said, let's see, oh boy, VE3 station come back. Then they said, CQDX, this is so-and-so, QRZ. I throw on my call. They keep saying, Kilo Delta H station. So, yeah, you got a point there, Rick.
Yeah, you're competing against the possibility of how many amateurs are there here in the United States? Well, I would say probably you're competing maybe against 600,000-700,000. So it's every man for himself.
I agree with you 100% there, Rick. Yeah, that's for sure. Especially last weekend. You know, I'm not familiar with those international contests. They kept saying you're 5'9", 14 or 15. I said, "Good God, what is this about?" But I didn't know anything about that. I think it was you or someone else saying about those how they operate. And so I looked up I have a copy of the Amateur Radio's World Atlas, Radio Operator's World Atlas, and I looked at it, and sure enough, I looked at the maps of Europe and North America. I thought, okay, now I know what they're talking about. I'm amazed. Special effort to write some of that stuff down. Now, when they have another contest again, I'll know what to do next time.
Yeah, the 594 is what it is here in this part of the country. But anyway, I was, when I first got back into this here, everybody, I don't care how strong their signal is, it could be a weak one, just barely above the noise level, still got a 5.9. Really? Now, I kind of be honest about the signal there. If the guys give me a 5.4 or something like that, or a 4x4, I'll tell them right off the bat, and then I'll give them the zone.
Well, you know, every station I've tried to make contact, every station I made contact with, tried said, "You're 5'9". You're 5'9". I said, well, and that's how I wrote it in my book, in my log book, 5'9". I said, well, okay. I keep telling me like you're giving me a 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or what have you.
Yeah, just to move things along and move smoothly for the station you're contacting. Yeah, you just got a bad habit of saying 5'9". Yeah. All right, Jimmy, I'll let you continue.
Okay, Rick. Hey, thanks very much for that. And I think you got a point there. You try to observe every rule of that, you end up not making any contacts at all. But that's well. What do you do? Okay. Thank you. At this time, I'm trying to get my paper straightened out here. Are there any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR. This is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India.
Okay, K9YI, Scott Monroe. I was getting my papers put away there, so KC9YI, what's going on with you, Scott?
Well, we were just having a little pizza party here, and our friends just went home, and I heard you were opening it up for more check-ins, so I thought I'd jump in and say howdy.
Okay, sounds good. Glad to chat to you out. We're usually on the air for about, I'll say the average time about 2.5 hours. It's usually around 10:30. Last week I had to cut the net short because I was screwing up. I thought we were having technical difficulties, but here the technical difficulties was with the net control, with me, the net control. I was switched over to the wrong, operating on the wrong repeaters. That's what happened. So, okay, I'm asking everybody, the question is tonight, when you do your DX contacts, you talk to stations overseas or stateside, what do you use, any kind of a computer system, or do you use just a pen and paper?
Well, I don't talk across the pond just too often. I've always used just the pen and paper. They usually never get into a real big pileup for, I have had county hunters back in the day when I had a nice beam and I did a lot more of the DXing. They did like Greene County, but I'm more of a rag chewer, and I do enjoy chatting with people in foreign countries, and you don't hear that too often anymore, but I think once the bands open up real good, people will get a little bit more commonplace as far as talking to the countries that are have a lot of hams in them, like the UK and Italy, and most of the Europeans. There's a lot of hams in each country, Japanese and everything, and I used to like to talk to the people in Australia, especially sometimes you'd catch a farmer or something over there, or Argentina, and they know the English language quite well. It was fun talking to, actually talking to people overseas. I don't get a real big bang out of just a quick report, but it's nice. It's nice to know that you're getting out. So I do that a little bit, but I still like actually having a contact, at least for a few minutes. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
KC9YI, KC9GCR. Sounds good, Scott. Yeah, I understand. That's the way it goes there. So, like I said, I made the last contact I made on HF was with the mobile unit in Canada, in Quebec. There, this past Tuesday. So, okay. Hey, well, Scott, thank you for checking in. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll definitely catch you on the Greene County Net this coming Sunday night.
Real good, Jim. Yeah, the bands are really opening up, even though the other night, apparently the roar was up. I could hardly hear anybody for a while. I don't know how long that solar storm lasted. I've heard worse storms than that, though, where there's absolutely nobody, not a single signal that you can hear. I did hear a couple signals, but they had some really pretty pictures of the aurora on TV. So I'll probably be seeing more and more of that here in the next few years with the high sunspots. Real good, Jim. We'll hopefully catch you Sunday. Have a good weekend. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Sounds good, Scott. 7-3. That's Scott, K9YI. He's net control of the Greene County Aries Races Net, which meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Monroe with a PL 123.0 minus offset. It's a combination Aries Races rag tune net. I think they went for about a couple of hours last Sunday, but that still is a good net. So I'm definitely spreading the word around about that net. Okay, sounds good. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call on. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. Okay, one moment please. I'll be right with you. Okay, sounds good. Let's go. Oh, yes, I forgot. Here, what I do, I told you earlier that I use pen. I use pen and paper. I also have the Amps radio station log from ARRL. I bought that at HRL Milwaukee when I bought my ICOM IC718, the HF rig back in 2018. Good. Those you have copies of it. If you don't have a copy of them, contact HRO Milwaukee. I'm sure they got a lot of them. Some there. They'll send you a copy in the mail. So okay, I got my call sign K9GCR written down on the front of it, and then also book number so and all that from to who and from what have you. So all right, let's do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. We did not do it last week because it got late. And we got other stuff, had other things going on with the Halloween edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. So this is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio licenses. The next VE testing session here in Freeport will be on. Let's see. I'll be on. Next VE testing session here in Freeport will be Saturday, December 4th at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library. For more information, contact Brandon at K9LOA. All right. A lot of people listen to us on the scanners because they can't listen to police communication on their scanners anymore unless they have a digital scanner there. So. All right, I'm trying to avoid. All right. Okay, first question. What should be done when using voice modes to ensure that voice messages containing unusual words are received correctly? A, send the words by voice and Morse code. B, speak very loudly into the microphone. C, spell the words using a standard phonetic alphabet. D, all these choices are correct. What should be done when using voice mode to ensure that voice messages containing unusual words are received correctly? A, send the words by voice and Morse code. B, speak very loudly into the microphone. C, spell the words using a standard
Oh, I think Jimmy timed out there.
I think you're right. Rick, I think you're right. I heard that cuckoo clock go off. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. What should be done when using voice modes to ensure that voice messages containing unusual words are received correctly? A, send the words by voice and Morse code. B, speak very loudly in the microphone. C, spell the words using a standard phonetic alphabet. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
C. Charlie, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What should be done when using voice modes to ensure that voice messages containing unusual words are received correctly? Correct answer is C. Charlie. Spell the words using a standard phonetic alphabet. To help a receiving station copy a message exactly, proper names such as John Doe and unusual words such as material names or model identifiers are spelled out using standard phonetics. Ham Radio License Manual, page 6-17. Okay. How does the wavelength of a radio wave relate to its frequency? A. The wavelength gets longer as the frequency increases. B. The wavelength gets shorter as the frequency increases. C. There is no relationship between wavelength and frequency. D. The wavelength depends on the bandwidth of the signal. How does the wavelength of a radio wave relate to its frequency? A. The wavelength gets longer as the frequency increases. B. The wavelength gets shorter as the frequency increases. C. There is no relationship between wavelength and frequency. D. The wavelength depends on the bandwidth of the signal. Does anybody have a correct answer to this question?
D9QDP.
Go ahead, Red.
It gets shorter the higher up you go in frequency. That would be B.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. How does the wavelength of a radio wave relate to its frequency? Correct answer is B, Bravo. The wavelength gets shorter as the frequency increases. And because radio waves travel at a constant speed, they have this mathematical switch. One length C is the speed of light, and F is frequency. This means that as frequency increases, wavelength decreases and vice versa. Yeah, get away from that one. Let's find another one here. Okay. Those of you who use computers with your radio should know the correct answer to this one by heart. How is a computer's sound card used when conducting digital communications? A. The sound card communicates between the computer CPU and the video display. B. The sound card records the audio frequency for video display. C. The sound card provides audio to the radio's microphone input and converts received audio to digital form. D. All of these choices are correct. How is a computer's sound card used when conducting digital communications? Just a minute, I better reset here. I don't want to time out the repeater again. How is a computer's sound card used when conducting digital communications? A. The sound card communicates between the computer CPU and the video display. B. The sound card records the audio frequency for video display. C. The sound card provides audio to the radio's microphone input and converts received audio to digital form. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
C. Charlie, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. How is a computer's sound card used when conducting digital communications? Correct answer is C, Charlie. The sound card provides audio to the radio's microphone input and converts received audio to digital form. All right, find another one here. Okay. What electrical component usually is constructed as a coil of wire? A. Switch. B. Capacitor. C. Diode. D. Inductor. What electrical component usually is constructed as a coil of wire? A, switch. B, capacitor. C, diode. D, inductor. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Let's go with D delta, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What electrical component usually is constructed as a coil of wire? The correct answer is D delta, inductor. Find another one. Core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types. A, it has more loss per foot. B, it cannot be used for VHF or UHF antennas. C, it requires special techniques to prevent water absorption. D, it cannot be used at below freezing temperatures. What is a disadvantage of air coil coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types? A, it has more loss per foot. B, it cannot be used for VHF or UHF antennas. C, it requires special techniques to prevent water absorption. D, it cannot be used at below freezing temperatures. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
I believe it's C as in Charlie.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What is a disadvantage of air core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid dielectric types? Correct answer, C, Charlie. It requires special techniques to prevent water absorption. Connectors that conceal the coax cord must be used with extra attention paid to waterproofing. Another technique is pressurized the cable. Handbrake license manual, page 4-18. Oh, by the way, Al, I forgot to call you back. I'm asking everybody, what kind of a computer system do you use when you log your DX contact?
But this question, the same question was asked on the Schomburg net last week. Did we use paper logs or did we use a computer? And I use the Qrz.com logbook. So I do it on my computer, actually on my tablet.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I did not know what topic to bring up before the next night. Brian, K9QD Bravo, and Roscoe suggested that. So I said, okay, we'll do it. So, okay, well, sounds good. I appreciate that. So, okay. Well, now that you got your antenna, your 2-meter antenna back up and stuff, you're able to listen to that Schomburg repeater again.
I can check into their nets. I can check in the nets in Bolingbrook now. Yeah, it's nice to have my the height back.
That's great. Now let's hope sometime somewhere down the line we can get your UHF, your HF situation resolved. Okay, let's see. Before we continue with the trivia segment, are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out. Okay. Now that you know what's coming up next. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the Tech, General, or Extra Q&A? Well, your tower questions, of course. You new listeners, those of you new hams, you should, someday you're going to be involved in climbing a tower or be part of this, the support the ground crew. So, this question might be put you This question might put you over the top as far as getting your ticket goes. This might be the one that puts you over the top and gets you your ham radio ticket. All right. Now, which of the following establishes grounding requirements for an amateur radio tower or an antenna? A, FCC Part 97 rules. B, local electrical codes. C, FAA tower lighting regulations. D, UL recommended practices or underwriters laboratories. Which of the following establishes grounding requirements for an antenna, an amateur radio tower or antenna? A, FCC Part 97 rules. B, local electrical codes. C, FAA tower lighting regulations. D, UL recommended practices. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
B, Bravo, KD9MED.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. Which of the following establishes grounding requirements for an amateur radio tower or antenna? Correct answer is B, Bravo, local electrical codes. Okay. Okay, that concludes this portion of Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We're gonna do some of the questions in the general pool. But before we do that, are there any more stations who'd like to check into Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Hey, did you already do the Gene Duncan DX corner?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I'll tell you what, I can always open it up again. Let me get out my papers here, and you have a DX report, Rick. Okay, go ahead.
The most recent one that I've got here was Hawaiian station there, KH6CB. Sonny over in Hawaii. He's on the island of Oahu. And then this past weekend there, I got what was it here? 55 contacts, 24 countries, and I worked probably a couple hours both Saturday and Sunday on that event. But anyway, I got 55 contacts, 24 countries. List of countries I got here, not necessarily in alphabetical order, but Argentina, Australia, Alaska, Belize, Cayman Islands, Chile, Cuba, Costa Rica, Japan, Uruguay, of course the United States, Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. Let me see what else here. Bonaire, Curacao, St. Lucie, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, England, Belgium, Croatia, Germany, Netherlands, Estonia, Czech Republic, and Bermuda.
That is quite a long list of countries there. So you should be able to work all countries in the world next. Pretty soon you're going to be running out of space there where you hang up your wallpaper.
Well, years ago when I got into AM there, I got the ARRL Worked All Countries Award there back then. But yeah, I'm kind of like starting all over again here, but this is what I got. As far as the wallpaper goes, no, I don't need it. I've got, I suppose, if they give it to me, I'll take it. But yeah, but a lot of this stuff here I already got wallpaper pertaining to. But this one here is just for, CQ, the magazine there, and their awards.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Rick. Well, congratulations. Like I said, I made two contacts with that contest and a station in Italy and a station in Florida last Sunday. So, okay, sounds good. All right. Well, just for the heck of it, anybody else, if you're just joining us, anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? All right. Let's continue with Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. Now we're going to do the general. All right. Okay. Those of you who work QRP should know the correct answer to this one by heart. What is QRP operation? A. Remote piloted model control. B. Low power transmit operation. C. Transmission using quick response protocol. D. Traffic relay procedure net operation. What is QRP operation? A. Remote piloted model control. B. Low power transmit operation. C. Transmission using quick response protocol. D. Traffic relay procedure net operation. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
Let's go with B Bravo, KD9MED.
Okay, Mike, you are correct. You are correct. And this is K9GCR of the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport, streaming live on the internet. And this net is also being recorded for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Okay. What is a QRP operation? Well, the correct answer is B Bravo, low power transmit operation. Let me reset so I don't time out the repeater. QRP is a Q signal that means lower your transmitter power. Many amateurs enjoy using low power levels for the challenge, the relative simplicity of the equipment, and sometimes reduce interference. The generally accepted level for QRP power is 5 watts of transmitter output on CW and 10 watts PEP output on phone. General class license manual page 3-14. Find another one here. That was rather lengthy. I'm not going to read that one. All right. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the MUF and above the LUF when they are sent into the ionosphere? A. They are bent back to Earth. B. They pass through the ionosphere. C. They are amplified by your interaction with the ionosphere. D. They are bent and trapped in the ionosphere to circle Earth. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the MUF and above the LUF when they are sent into the ionosphere? A. They are bent back to Earth. B. They pass through the ionosphere. C. They are amplified by interaction with the ionosphere. D. They are bent and trapped in the ionosphere to circle Earth. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED, I'll take a stab at it here, Jimmy.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's go with B Bravo.
Oh, sorry, Mike. That's not correct, but thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a try?
Yeah, get in there, Jimmy.
Go ahead. All right. Somebody trying to come back. You know the answer. Go ahead. Okay. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to go ahead and give the correct answer. What usually happens to radio waves with frequencies below the MUF and above the LUF when they are sent into the ionosphere? I always want to say atmosphere. The correct answer is A alpha. They are bent back to Earth. And the discussion is rather lengthy, so I'm not even going to bother reading it. Okay. Okay, now people, let's not depend on one or two people to answer these questions. If you know them, let's say them. We'd like to have as much participation as possible. All right. Here we go. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
D9QDP.
Go ahead, Rick.
The receiver becomes distorted. That would be A.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? Correct answer is A alpha. Received signals may become distorted. Noise reduction is performed on the receiver's output audio by DSP. This system attempts to remove hiss and noise from the audio that is not part of the desired speech, data, or CW. There may be more than one noise reduction setting optimized for different types of signals. Increasing the noise reduction level may cause some of the desired signal to be removed as well, causing distortion. Use the least noise reduction required to minimize distortion. General Class License Manual, page 5-20. Okay, what is the purpose of a capacitance hat on a mobile antenna? A. To increase the power handling capacity of a whip antenna. B. To allow automatic band changing. C. To electrically lengthen a physically short antenna. D. To allow remote tuning. What is the purpose of a capacitance hat on a mobile antenna? A. To increase the power handling capacity of a whip antenna. B. To allow automatic band changing. C. To electrically lengthen a physically short antenna. D. To allow remote tuning. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
KD9QVB, I would guess C, Charlie.
You are correct, Brian. You are correct. What is the purpose of a capacitance hat on a mobile antenna? Correct answer, C, Charlie. To electrically lengthen a physically short antenna. A stand by hotline. This is K9RFD Repeater, Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. That was KF9SD Pat in Warren, Illinois, calling on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. and I almost had a repeat of what happened last Friday night, so I had to do some, careful to do some adjusting there. So we're back on the analog. Okay, I think that's going to do it. I think we'll skip the extra portion of the trivia segment tonight. We'll do that next Friday night. So I want to thank everybody for participating at this with the Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We'll do it again next Friday. We'll do some extra questions then. At this time, do we have any more stations who want to check in? Please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. So, okay. I'll tell you what. Right, I'm going to give you a rundown. Right now, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 25 minutes, the Night Watch net will take place on the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, the PL 114.8 plus offset. That net runs 7 nights a week. This week it hasn't been coming in worth a hoot. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how long. It all depends on what time the net gets over with here. We'll see what happens. I get a chance, I'll tune in. But that net runs 7 nights a week. If you can't get into the repeater, you can get into the net via the Echolink. Again, that's a CFMC Night Watch net. That net runs 7 nights a week, starting at 10 o'clock. It runs till 11 or 11:30 or who knows when. There is a Saturday Night Fun net, which meets every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. That has a PL 127.3 minus offset. They were talking about the same thing I talked about last Friday night, Halloween. What was they asked everybody what about trick or treating? What they do much of it anymore or what have? But that was a great net. So, and okay, I did mention about the Greene County Aries net, which meets on at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset with Scott K9YI as net control. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. either on this repeater or on the 147.195 repeater, we have the Monday night rah-rah info net. I was net control, and I believe I had a total of 9 check-ins. And there's CW net code practice with Larry K9KCT immediately following that net. And at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, the PL 82.5 minus offset, the Lee County Aries Races Group holds its Monday evening net. At 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset, the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net. And I almost forgot, Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere, PL 100.0 plus offset, the Big Thunder Amateur Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net. And also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL of 114.8 minus offset, the Rock County, the Whiteside County Aries Races Group holds its Sunday evening net. Should not have any problem getting that repeater. The antenna is about 200 feet high or 300 feet high on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Okay. I did Monday, so we'll go skip to Tuesday. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater, we have the first of the two health and tech nets. The second net is held on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Larry, H9GO does the Tuesday evening net, and I do the Thursday evening net. We ask everybody how they're getting along ham radio-wise, and do you have any technical questions? The Rock County Public Service that meets also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, the PO of 123.0 minus offset. And of course, don't forget the North America long wires net at 8 p.m. on the 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband with Red K9QDP is your net control. The Ogle County Aries Races net, Ogle County Amtrail net for Aries Skywarn holds its Tuesday evening net at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon. That has a PL of 146.2 plus offset. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have the Stevenson County Aries net. I'm the net control of that net, and I think I had a total of 5 check-ins. And immediately following that net at 7:30 p.m., those of you in the Beloit area on the 147.120 repeater, they have the Greater Beloit Amateur Radio Club Wednesday evening net. 147.120 with a PL of 123.0 plus offset. Then at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. till all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of net control. He ran the net this past Wednesday, and I'll pick up the net again next Wednesday. Mel brings us amateur radio news line, 15 minutes independent news broadcast of both entire to amateur radio. Okay, the Chad W9AXD in Janesville holds a simplex net. It's on the let's see. Oh boy, 146.400. That's right. It's on the 146.400 simplex frequency. That net meets at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. And on the fourth Thursday of each month, on the 146.715 repeater in Janesville, in Clinton, Wisconsin, I should say, there is a System Fusion digital net that's put on by the Rock County Repeater Association. Those of you who have System Fusion, you're welcome to check out that digital net. And of course, Chuck, WD9BB in Clinton, Wisconsin holds the senile net. That meets on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband from 1400 to 1500 hours of Zulu. He takes check-ins not only from the local area, but also stateside. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators. Support your local nets. Support your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means, support your local clubs. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations that would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Whiskey 9, Bravo Lima. K9YE.
Okay, I had 2 stations checking in. Other stations, come back.
K9YE.
Dave, AE9 why Ian brought it. What's going on with you, Dave? I'm asking everybody, when you make your HF contacts, your DX contacts, do you use a computer or do you use pen or paper? What do you say?
Scribble them down on whatever's available, Jimmy. I used to keep a log a long time ago. I don't even know where that thing is at. It was 25 years ago. I kept a log on all my DX contacts. And then I started scribbling things down again here lately. And I finally got a notebook out and use one for that. So that's what I do, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Scott, K9Y, checked in earlier. He was checking number 22, and you're checking number 25.
Okay, well, I almost forgot about it again, Jimmy, and I tuned up here on Rockford, and there you were. So, anyhow, I'm going to hit the rack here, but I did want to get checked in. Sorry I'm so late, but at least I did finally remember. So K9GCRA9Y, have a good rest of your net, Jimmy. 73.
You too, Dave. Thank you for checking. You're never late on this net. Our motto is you're never too early and you're never too late to be worthy of checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We usually run to around 10:30 or so anyway. Thank you for checking. Have a good evening. We'll catch you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night. Okay. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9, Bravo Lima.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 9, come back with the rest of your call, please.
K9, Bravo Lima.
KB9BL, we got you checked in. What's going on with you?
That whiskey, it's Whiskey 9, Bravo Lima, Jimmy. Doing fine over here in Kingston. It's kind of a long haul to get into you, I guess, there. But I normally don't get in on this one too often. But yeah, everything's fine over here. I have a notebook that I write down DX log. I used to do it on the computer, but I just been writing them in a notebook now, so that's what I do when I DX there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Now, I want to get your call straight. Whiskey Bravo, I'll come back with that. I'm afraid I'll screw it up again. I don't mean to.
It's okay, Jimmy. It's Whiskey 9. Bravo Lima. It's Whiskey 9, Bravo Lima, over.
We got you, the W9 Bravo Lima. Got you, Whiskey 9 Bravo Lima. Thank you for checking in. We'll talk to you next Friday night, hopefully. Okay, any more stations want to check in, please call now.
KC9GCR. K9FLO. Good evening, Jimmy.
K9FLO. Good evening, Dean. What's going on with you?
Not much. It's a beautiful Friday night. And what could I ask? Couldn't ask for more. How's the net going tonight?
The net's going fine. You're checking number 27. I'm asking everybody when they do their DX contest, are you using do you use a computer or do you use the old reliable way with pen or paper?
I use the computer exclusively. I used to do it the old way many years, and I have a number of books buried in a cabinet, so the logging programs are really good. It's nice because it's fully automatic interfaces with the radios, so all you do is pull up the frequency. It's all plugged in, and then it kind of everything takes over from there. So it's nice. Technology is kind of a gift when it comes to that stuff. So I do enjoy that part of it there, Jimmy. So I was wondering, for you, what do you use there? Do you do it paper? Or do you have a little laptop there or something? KC9GCR, K9FLO.
No, Dean, I do not use a laptop. I use regular paper. I use a pen and paper. Here's what I do. When I'm listening to a DX contact, I try to get the information written down first. I write down the frequency and the band. Then I can figure out what their signal strength is, whether it's 7.0, 8, or 9. I write that down. Then I'll try to get the stations a call sign. If I get the information, then I'll try to make contact. Then if I make contact, I'll tell them you're giving me a 7, 8, 9. You see, and then you'll tell me you're giving I'm a 5, 9. Well, everybody says that. Then I'll write down successful contact. Then I got my ARRL, the amateur radio station log, which I write everything down in my log book.
Very good. You've got it arranged well. Then, one thing too that I find it only works if you can get your station set up right. In other words, in order to do the logging, you almost need to have a hands-free operation nowadays. So, having a headset on with a mic on it, something like that, certainly helps out. And I use I've got a foot switch, and that makes comes in pretty handy at times. And that way you got both hands free, and you can do it to it if you're in a hurry. There, Jimmy, go ahead.
That sounds good. Okay, sounds good, Dean. Okay, I did. Just before you tuned in, I mentioned all the other nets. I mentioned the System Fusion net on the fourth Thursday of the month, and I also mentioned the CAD's Simplex net.
Well, very good. Yeah, appreciate that. And that's something else too. Anybody out there that has Fusion Radio and wants to use it and make sure it works and all that good type stuff, I think most of the people in the area can get into the Clinton repeater, and it's a very good repeater. It's got quite a range to it, and it's fairly easy to hit from Rockford if you have a reasonable outside 2-meter antenna. And everybody's welcome. It's kind of a learning type curve on that repeater, so you can talk to the guys who've been doing it for a long time and what you can do and can't do, and also they'll talk about the other features on there too. So yeah, it's a good learning net there, Jimmy. So, and anybody got questions, certainly feel free. You can get a hold of me, K9FLO@charter.net. I'll be glad to email back to you if you need more information on it. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that information there, Dean. Yeah, I tried to check into the Rock County net on Tuesday, because that's when you got two different nets going on at the same time. The First Health and Tech net at Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on the 195 repeater, and of course, you're the Rock County net. So I have two radios. I'm trying to listen to two different nets at the same time. Sometimes I try to check in, and while I'm checking in, the other station on the other net is trying to get a hold of me. So that's the way it goes.
You're a busy person. That's good. And so, see, you need to try to get back into the Thursday the Fusion net. I don't know if you said you had a net going on then or not, but that's. I think you made it in there a couple times, and that give you a chance to warm up those digital transistors in there. Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. Well, I know it's the fourth Thursday of the month. It's at 7:30. I had mentioned 7 o'clock, but of course, Larry, K9KTT has his cold practice after the after the health and tech net. So I kind of listened to that. I keep forgetting about that. Sorry about that.
All right, you've been officially reminded.
Okay, sounds good, Dean. Okay, hey, I want to say 7-3. Have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll talk to you next Friday night.
Hey, Jimmy, take care of 7-3s. Have a good one. K9FO will be clear.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Are there any more stations that want to check in? Please call now. Okay, once again, this net is being live streamed on the internet, and anybody listening, if you need to check in, just go and get a hold of Rick Mike, K9MED in Rochelle. He'll relay your check-in to me. This net is also being recorded on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page for future rebroadcasts. So, okay, at this time, any more stations want to check in, please call now. I will tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Contact Ricky WX9RLT or Brad Smith, whatever his call sign is now, and he'll get you signed up. You see updated pictures of my ham shack, thanks to Justin K9FEO and who was here along with Mike H9JZ on Sunday, September 26th, the same day as the CFMC Ham Fest. You see updated pictures of my ham shack. You see pertinent information about the net, and I had the pleasure of hearing myself doing a pass of Friday Night Fun Net. So you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page? Contact Brad or Rick. They'll get you signed up. Go to Friday Night Fun Net Central, and you'll hear past editions of the Friday Night Fun Net. Listen to the Friday Night Fun Net every night of the week. Doesn't have to be on Friday. You can even listen during the daytime. So, again, with the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, every night is Friday night. Then what I'll tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. Local Freeport number. You've seen pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. You heard it ring a few minutes ago when Rick at you heard it a few minutes ago when Pat, KF9SD at Warren, Illinois, checked in. That's a real telephone ring, folks. Not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations that would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, stations, stand by. KCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at?
Not really.
You got that right, Rick. Lockdown, lockdown. Okay, Rick's K9MED was monitoring UHF and VHF frequencies. He monitors frequencies at the Winnebago County Jail. At this time, they're going to lockdown. So that's what they say. Lockdown. Okay, any more stations want any late check-ins for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out. Okay. One moment, please. Okay. Now, those of you who were with us last week, we had a major malfunction here, thanks to net control. I was reading the Halloween radio nut jokes. When I had something happen, this radio went over to digital. I corrected the problem, but instead of coming back to this repeater, I ended up on 147.195. As a result, I was only reading, I was in the middle of reading the Halloween radio nut jokes when it happened. Well, I'll tell you what, for those of you who did not hear the Halloween radio, Halloween is over, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to read these Halloween radio nut jokes anyway. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, people took their Halloween stuff here in this building and took it down today, so I decided to do the same thing, but here we go. You know you're a radio nut when you don't answer the door for trick-or-treaters because you're in the middle of a DX cluster window. That's from Brad, WW2D. And here's another one for Brad. You know you're a radio nut when a black cat sits on your foot warmer or linear amplifier and you grab the witch's broomstick instead of the microphone. This here's a joke Brad and I went together on. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of taking your kids trick-or-treating door to door, you take them into your ham shack and go trick-or-treating net to net and frequency to frequency. Here's another one. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of counting the amount of candy you collected on Halloween night, you count out the amount of check-ins on a net. And here's one from Rod, NA9N. You know you're a radio nut when you dress up your 5-year-old as Marconi to go trick-or-treating. Now, I'm not crazy, folks. I know Halloween is over, but I'm reading these radio nut jokes because of the rare malfunction which took place last Friday night here. Anyway, you know you're a radio nut when you make a rare DX contact in Transylvania with Ghost, Golf, Hotel, Oscar, Sierra, Tango, at his haunted evil lair with his pet mummy. And that's also from Brad. You know you're a radio nut when you ride the waves through the troposphere while floating on your magic rug and your nitro broomstick, wearing your witch's hat while eating candy corn and caramel apples, and all the while you are making repeater contacts up to 500 miles away. That's also from Brad. Okay, this is from Steve, W9WFM. I haven't heard him in a cool days. You know you're a radio nut when every Halloween you dress up as Gordon West. Here's one from David, AK9W, a frequent check-in on this net. You know you're a radio nut when you go out to trick-or-treating on Halloween and take your HT with you. Here's one from Mike, H9JZ. You know you're a radio nut when the ETs use your radio as a homing device. Here's another one from Steve, W9WFN. You know you're a radio nut when you envisioned a young witch riding your Yagi. There's another one from Steve. You know you're a radio nut when every Halloween, instead of passing out candy, you pass out your old editions of QST magazine. Here's another one from Steve, W9WFN. You know you are a radio nut when, for your Halloween display, you build a graveyard in your front yard, and the tombstones read R.I.P., rest in peace, and there are 2 radios, code regulations, and FCC enforcement. Oh. Okay, here's another one Brad and I went together. What? You know you're a radio nut when, instead of counting the amount of candy you collected on Halloween night, you count the amount of check-ins on the special Halloween edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay. Here's another. This is from Kurt, KD9MED. You know you're a radio nut when you hand out the license study manuals for trick-or-treat. And here's one from Chris at N9OEG. You know you're a radio nut when on Halloween, instead of handing out the candy, you hand out crystals and vacuum tubes. Okay. One moment, please. We're looking for some more here, so bear with me. I hope you enjoy. I know Halloween is late, but I figure, we're starting to hear about Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I said, right now, I'm not in the mood for them. I'm still in the Halloween mood. This is one, Rick, K9QDP. I know you're still listening. You gave me this one, a couple of them last year. You know you are a radio nut when you attach a long wire to your kid's costume and you tell them to go out and have fun. And here's another one from Rick. You know you're a radio nut when you replace the conventional CQ call sign with the boo. I think, okay. Here's another one from Art, N9NQD. I think he gave me this one last year. You know you're a radio nut when, instead of passing out candy on Halloween, you pass out the PL259s. Okay. One moment, please. I think we got some more here. Okay. This is from Chris, N9OEG. He gave me this one 2 weeks ago. You know you're a radio nut when you invite all your children, your grandchildren, and the neighborhood children to your haunted ham shack to show them your eerie lights from your vacuum tubes. And Rick, this is another one that you gave me a couple weeks ago. You know you are a radio nut when on Halloween you have a jack-o'-lantern hanging from your antenna. It's from Rick K9QDP. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed all the Halloween radio nut jokes. I didn't get to read them last year because of the technical difficulties I had here, but I hope you enjoyed them. At this time, are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call on out. Well, now that Halloween is over, I can start doing the Thanksgiving radio nut jokes. Here's one, and we'll start doing them in the next few weeks before Thanksgiving here. You know, this is from Brad, the WW2D. You know you are a radio nut when, after you get done eating your Thanksgiving dinner, you turn down breaking the wishbone to make a local repeater contact. And here's another one from Brad. You know you are a radio nut when you convince the XYL to set up the Thanksgiving table in your ham shack. We'll do some more Thanksgiving radio nut jokes next week. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call on out. Okay, I want to thank the Rah-Rah Board of Directors, the Board of Trustees, or Board of Directors, and let's see, Larry H9GO, the Rah-Rah Board President, and Kurt KD9MED, the Repeater Chairman, for allowing me to use this repeater to do the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the list of stations we've checked in so far. KD9NWY, Chris, my one and only early bird check-in. Okay, I want to thank A9VU, W9WTF, K9KCT, H9NW, H9GO, KD9SZM, K9QPL, AE9JF, KD9MED, who's recording this net and live streaming it on the internet, WX9RLT, N9GBP, KD9QDB, Brian, thank you for the topic for tonight's net. K9RGG, Norman Orfordville. I want to thank K9ZIP in Janesville, KD9EPZL, Rochelle, he's probably monitoring the night watch net now. K9QVW, Angelo, and our honorary check-in, the late great Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. KD9GDY, KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, KD9QDP, Rick, K9YI, Scott Monroe, AKF9ST, with checked in the Friday, Pat Warren, checked the Friday Night Fun at hotline. K9, myself, K9G, Sarah Net Control, AK9YE, David Broader, Wisconsin, W9BL, and last but certainly not least, K9FLO, Dean in Roscoe. And one early bird check-in, that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 check-ins during the net, one early bird check-in, and one Friday Night Fun Net online check-in. That leaves a grand total of 27 check-ins. Not bad at all for a Friday night. Any more stations want to check in, please call now.
GCR, this is AK9F, David and Beloit, no traffic.
AK9F, good evening, Dave. What's going on with you? I'm asking a question. When you make a DX contact, do you use a computer or do you use paper and pen?
I use one of the other online services.
Okay, sounds good. A lot of people say they do it the old-fashioned way. So, okay. Pen and paper, just like I do. Dave, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
One of the, there's two different ones that you can request QSL cards through, and I use those.
Dave, I'm sorry. I doubled over you. Repeat your last traffic, please.
I said that I use the mail domestically within the United States itself, and everywhere else I use one of 3 different online services where you deposit an electronic QSL card and it gets delivered to the recipient. Over.
Sounds good, sounds good. A lot of people still do it the old-fashioned way, using pen and paper, including myself. Dave, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, now I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Okay. One moment, please. Alright, this is K9RFD the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Robert. I'm doing my honorary check-ins here. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, Tony here in Freeport, or EC here in Stevenson County, and N9 to TAB is Better Half Crazy. 29, check-ins number 29 and 30 respectively. And we mustn't forget the Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Robert, Scott, 89SF. He must have had something else going on tonight, but he checked in last week, so I put him down as an honorary check-in. K9FEO, Mike and, Justin in Rockford, and one of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in often, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9CO in Belvedere. KD9MED, Carrie. Hopefully you get back on the air soon, Carrie, if you're listening. KD9LOA, Brandon, here in the Winnebago County. He lives in Pecatonica now. KD9OVJ, Jonathan McConnell, that's check-in number 36. So I got 8 honorary check-ins. Well, W9GD, I got him down as honorary check-ins, so total count stands at 9 honorary check-ins. All right. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Mike, K9MED, do we have any internet check-ins tonight?
KD9MED here. No, nobody's checked in as far as the internet has gone, but we're still live streaming and everything's still running good.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to be getting ready here to close it down anyway, so thanks anyway. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, I didn't get to do this last week, but here we go. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher and your baker and your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, waitresses, and bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or in their pubs. Be sure you tell the bank teller. Be sure you tell your stockbroker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at the post office when you go buy your stamps. Be sure you tell your members of the local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your garage mechanic, your new car dealer, or used car dealer. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your imams, your ayatollahs, or your mullahs. Be sure you tell your parole officer, your probation officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. The board check-ins, the Bear the Net, make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee at a sporting event, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't salute the flag, if you burn the U.S. flag, we don't take your check-ins. Sorry about that, folks. That's just the way it is. Okay. I want to thank everybody for checking in. This has been another successful Friday Night Fun Net. I want to thank Brian, KD9QDB, for the suggested topic. That was great. How do you log your DX contacts? That was great. If you have anything you want to have brought up as a topic, please let me know. Okay, I don't know what we'll talk about next week. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, this is the last call for any stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. With or without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. You know what? I got to put N9 NQD Art HC honorary check-in. You didn't check in last week either. Count stands at 37 check-ins. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Anybody want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Last call. Okay. Don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour. Daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Make sure you set your clocks back 1 hour. So, okay. With that, tune in again next week. Same time, same repeater, hopefully, for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, November 5th, 2021 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. And return the repeater to frequency normal after radio use. Exactly 10:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 9:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 3 hours 25 minutes Zulu time, depending on your time preference, with a total of 37 check-ins. That's not final, folks. We're going to keep we'll still monitor the repeater to see if they pick up any late bird check-ins. This net is now closed and the repeater is now open for normal and radio use. 7-3s, everybody. This is K9GCR. Wish you all a 7-3s to all, and to all a good night. KD9MED. KD9MED, case on GC.
Yep, KD9MED here.
Okay, go ahead and post the net, and you can turn the live stream off. The net ended at, it was a 2-hour, 25-minute net. It ended at 10:25 p.m. with a total of 37 check-ins.
All right, roger that. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. KD9MED, clear.